Hi everyone, welcome to back the channel. Auto Rush. Another major factor that could determine the fate of the Mercury Cougar EV is the overall market demand for electric muscle cars. While there's no doubt that EVs are the future, the muscle car community has been slow to embrace this transition. Hardcore enthusiasts still crave the raw power and visceral experience of traditional internal combustion engines. However, the success of vehicles like the Mustang Mach-E and the growing interest in electric performance cars show that there is a market for EV muscle cars if they're done right. If the 2025 Mercury Cougar EV does become a reality, Ford and Mercury will have to find a way to make it appealing to both traditional muscle car fans and modern EV buyers. One way they could do this is by offering different performance modes that simulate the feel of a traditional gasoline-powered muscle car. For example, there could be a mode that mimics the power delivery and throttle response of a classic Cougar with a V8 engine, while another mode could provide instant electric torque for maximum acceleration. The inclusion of artificial sound technology could also play a role in making the Cougar EV more engaging. Dodge has already introduced its Fratsonic chambered exhaust, which produces a synthetic muscle car roar that adjusts based on throttle input. If Mercury wants to compete, they might need to create their own version of an electric exhaust note, perhaps inspired by the deep, throaty growl of classic Cougar models. Another challenge for the Cougar EV will be its weight. One of the biggest downsides of electric vehicles is their heavy battery packs, which can make them feel less agile than traditional sports cars. Ford will have to find ways to keep the weight down while maintaining structural rigidity and safety. This could mean using lighter-weight materials like aluminum and carbon fiber, as well as strategically placing the battery pack to achieve optimal weight distribution. Speaking of the battery pack, range will be another critical factor. Most electric muscle cars hitting the market today are targeting a range of at least 300 to 350 miles per charge. If Ford wants the Cougar EV to be competitive, it will need to offer similar numbers. However, if they want to push the boundaries, they could aim for a range closer to 400 miles by using next-generation battery technology. Charging speed will also be important. Modern EV buyers expect fast charging capabilities, and if the Cougar EV is positioned as a high-performance vehicle, it will need to support ultra-fast DC charging. Ideally, it should be able to add at least 150 miles of range in just 15 minutes, making it practical for road trips and spirited driving sessions. But what about the driving experience itself? The Mercury Cougar has always been known for offering a blend of muscle car aggression and luxury. If the EV version follows this philosophy, we can expect a ride that is both exhilarating and comfortable. Ford could equip the Cougar EV with adaptive suspension that automatically adjusts to different driving conditions, providing a smooth ride on the highway and sharp handling on twisty roads. The inclusion of rear-wheel drive as standard would be a smart move, as it would preserve the classic muscle car feel. However, Ford could also offer an all-wheel drive variant with dual or even tri-motor setups for maximum performance. An all-wheel drive Cougar EV could deliver blistering acceleration times, possibly going from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. One of the most exciting possibilities for the Cougar EV is the potential for a high-performance Shelby or Cobra Jet variant. Ford has a long history of producing high-performance versions of its vehicles, and if the Cougar EV gains traction, we could see an extreme version that pushes the boundaries of electric muscle car performance. Imagine a Shelby Cougar EV with over 800 horsepower, carbon ceramic brakes, and track-focused road dynamics. It would be a game-changer in the EV world. But what about the competition? The Mercury Cougar EV won't be entering the market alone. It will have to compete with some serious contenders, including the Dodge Charger Daytona EV, the rumored Chevrolet Camaro EV, and even high-performance electric sedans like the Tesla Model S Plaid and the Lucid Air Sapphire. The Dodge Charger Daytona EV has already set a high bar with its aggressive styling, simulated exhaust sound, and multiple performance trims. If the Cougar EV wants to stand out, it will need to offer something unique, whether it's a distinctive design, a nostalgic yet modern driving experience, or cutting-edge technology that gives it an edge over its rivals. Price will also be a deciding factor. If Ford and Mercury want to make the Cougar EV a viable option, they'll need to position it competitively. A starting price of around $60,000 to $70,000 would make sense, with higher performance variants reaching up to $90,000 or more. Another interesting angle is whether Ford would introduce a two-door coupe or a four-door fastback version of the Cougar EV. While traditionalists might prefer a two-door coupe to stay true to the original, A four-door version could appeal to a wider audience. The success of the Dodge Charger Daytona EV and Tesla's Model S Plaid has shown that performance-oriented four-door EVs can be extremely popular. And then there's the question of how the Cougar EV would fit into Ford's broader strategy. Would it be a standalone Mercury model, signaling the return of the Mercury brand, or would it be sold under the Ford umbrella, much like the Mustang Mach-E? If Ford does decide to revive the Mercury brand, it could open the door for more classic Mercury